I'm watching CNBC this morning, actually Friday morning, and I see a ticker symbol go by on the bar of APLD up 10%. And I ask my phone what ALPD is, and it comes back and tells me it's Applied Digital Corporation. So I go to their website, and this is what I find: building next generation of data centers. Well, if you've been watching my videos and in the last couple of weeks, you know that's what Bus 13 is all about. My recognition that the data centers that we have are not built to handle the load that artificial intelligence and machine learning is going to put on them. And as I read through this APLD's Applied Digital's website, they've recognized the same thing, and I see that they have built a company and a subsidiary to basically build these new data centers for people like Microsoft and Amazon Web Services and Google and Meta. And then I realized Google is building a new data center in Columbus, Ohio, and there's some in New Jersey. And I'll be darned if I think, well, apparently Applied Digital Corp, through their subsidiary SAI Computing, is doing this. I need to learn more about it. We need to learn more about it, and that's what this video is all about.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
So I go to Seeking Alpha to get some information on APLD, and it tells me that for 1 year, the past 1 year, it's up 834%. Year to date, it's up 436%. And I say to myself, how did I miss this? I watch these companies on a regular basis. How did I miss this? So I get into it, and I read some articles on it, and I find out that SAI is a subsidiary, and they're actually doing the building. And I said, why are they operating under a subsidiary? Well, my knowledge of business is there's only two reasons why you operate under a subsidiary, and the most primary is to limit your liability, so that if you build something and it doesn't work out, they can't sue the parent company, they sue the subsidiary. That seems a little strange, but okay, I can understand that. And then for tax reasons, I understand that as well. So my reading then goes on, and it rings a bell again. It says, we're building GPU data centers. And I remember the CEO of NVIDIA saying, that's why our chips are so strong, is we can handle GPU as opposed to others can only handle CPU. Well, this is what they've recognized as well. I need to get into this. How did I miss it? And then I read that on May 16th, they entered into a $180 billion contract. I assume that's SAI Computing, their subsidiary, and I assume that's for building a data center. Stock goes up. At that point, it was at $2.88. Then this morning, they released more information that they've put together a $460 million contract. Again, I assume to build a data center over the next 3 years. The price of the stock yesterday was $8.56, up 197%. Today, it's $11.17, up about another 16%. How did I miss this? How did this happen? And then I realize they're a nonprofit. They have yet to show a profit. Although the stock has gone up, as I say, up 836% over the 1 year, year to date up 436, and 1 month 32%. But their earnings per share are a negative 45 cents. So they're a nonprofit. So that's why they didn't show up on my search. Okay, I said, okay, am I going to amend my criteria for getting into the Bus 13 portfolio? Let's look a little bit further and make a decision on that. And then I came across this. As I told you in prior videos, one of the things I do is I have a website that I go to find out who's buying and who's selling stock. And I come across this, and look at this. This is a list of people and entities who have filed with the NASD to register their shares of stock so that if in the future or anytime on demand they want to sell their stock, they can. And this is the listing for APLD. And you can see here that the common name is Wesley Cummings. Well, Wesley Cummings is the CEO. And as you can see, he has registered a number of shares. First of all, it shows you the shares beneficiary owned. And you can see that Wesley has some in a family limited partnership. He has, that's about 17 million shares. He has in his own name about 23 million. And then he has in his IRA account another 742,000 shares. And he has registered them all for availability to sell. Is that strange? If it isn't saying he's selling them, but he's saying he's in a position that he can sell them if he wants to. Then we've got this subsidiary situation. Then we've got a company. They've entered into two contracts, one back on May 16th for $180 million and one just on June the 23rd for $460 million. Looks a little strange, a little peculiar. Then I look and I say, what is the short interest? How many people are shorting this stock? And it represents 11% of the stock. Now, that's not outrageous. That's not an AMC or some of the stuff that was going on back in 2020. But 11% of your stock is being shorted. That means that 11% of the marketplace thinks this is not up to par. So that's where I came. So now my decision, will it go on to the Bus 13 portfolio? The Bus 13 portfolio, the driver, that's me, said no. Number one, it violates the number one premise, and that is it's got to be a company that has shown the ability to generate revenues over a sustained period of time. They've generated no revenue. They've entered into two contracts. I got to believe, and the contracts I've always entered into in my business life gives me a way to get out if the provider doesn't meet certain criteria. So I'm not putting a lot of weight on those two, one in May and one yesterday. I'm not putting a lot of weight on them. I'm staying away from it. My portfolio, my Bus 13 portfolio has a 1 year rate of return of 105, a year to date of 65, and this month of 16.7. So I'm comfortable with that. This is about the fifth or sixth company that I've considered that fell into the category that I want to be in. But one of them had a CEO that was basically lying about the sales that they had made. And now here we've got one who, we've got contracts, we don't have sales, we have no past history, we have no income. Sorry, you're right up where I want to be. But if I was Apple or Microsoft, and these people came in and said, this is what we can do for you. We're your contractor. We're going to go get all the subcontractors and we'll put all this together for you. The first question I would ask is, have you ever done it before? Have you? Can you show me one that you've built? Can we tour one that you've built that I can take a look at? Now, I don't know a lot about Wesley Cummings, the CEO. I don't know a lot about their offers, but again, I'm not getting into it because they're a nonprofit. Okay, that's how I approach my analysis and my building of my portfolio in Bus 13. If you like this kind of analysis and this kind of scrutiny, then get on the bus.